In 9 AD, Xin Dynasty was founded, and Western Han Dynasty was ended. One legendary woman had played a significant role in ending Western Han Dynasty. She was Wang Zhengjun. Wang Zhengjun was the daughter of a big family. She had 8 brothers. Her fiancé suddenly died after they engaged. One fortune teller told her parents that she would be a prominent noblewoman, so the commoners could not marry her. Later, a king of the royal Lu clan picked up her to be his concubine. But he died before Wang Zhengjun married him. Wang Zhengjun's father then sent her to the imperial palace. Wang Zhengjun was selected to become the lowest-level consort of the crown prince because of her beauty and talent. The crown prince was Lu Shi. Ever since his favorite woman consort Shi died, he never favored other women. His father Emperor Xian worried that he would never have grandson if the crown prince kept on being single. 4 beautiful young ladies were chosen to serve Lu Shi. Wang Zhengjun was one of them. Lu Shi had no interest in them. But he dared not to obey his father's will. He randomly pointed to one girl of the 4, then he left. That girl was Wang Zhengjun. She was lucky. The crown prince only favored her once. She still gave birth to one son, Luo. Emperor Xian was so glad about the birth of Luo. In 33 AD, Emperor Xian died. Crown Prince Lu Shi became the new emperor, Emperor Yuan. Wang Zhengjun was not loved by Emperor Yuan, but she still became the empress because of her son. After Emperor Yuan died, Wang Zhengjun's son became the new emperor, Emperor Qing. And she became the Empress Dowager. Empress Dowager Wang persuaded her son to give high position and noble titles to her brothers. In 27 BCE, Emperor Qing granted Wang Zhengjun's 5 brothers to be marquis. Emperor Qing was not interested in dealing with administration affairs. His mother's brothers did lots of administration affairs for him. Wang family soon became the most influential family. The clan leader of the Wang family was Wang Zhengjun's eldest brother Wang Feng. Wang Feng's title in the court was the Grand Commander, the Grand General, the Grand Secretary. In Han Dynasty, this title equals to the regent. Once Emperor Qing wanted to appoint one of his distant relatives, Lu Xin, to be the court attendant. Just as he was about to issue his appointment edict, other courtiers all said, "The Grand General does not know this appointment yet." Emperor Qing said, "There is no need to notify the Grand General such a small thing." But the courtiers insisted to notify Wang Feng. At last, Lu Xin did not become the court attendant because Wang Feng disagreed. At that time people said, Wang Feng was the regent, 5 marquises at the court. Because Wang family's power and fortune, the sons of Wang family were mostly rich playboy. But the son of Wang Zhengjun's second eldest brother was an exception. He was Wang Mang. Wang Mang did not like parties and luxury lifestyle. He was fond of studying Confucianism classics. And he practiced the doctrines of Confucianism strictly. He was humble, filial, and kind. Mang was also good at dealing with administration. His ability and virtue made him become the role model of the young generations of Wang family. Once, the clan leader Wang Feng was ill. His illness was disgusting. Even his own sons did not want to see him. But Wang Mang took care of him patiently and humbly. According to the Book of Han, Wang Mang tried his best to take care of Wang Feng. He even did not untie his belt for several months. His uncle Wang Feng was deeply moved by him. Before Wang Feng died, he told his sister Empress Dowager Wang that Wang Mang was the one to inherit his position and power. However, Wang Feng also recommended another young man to his sister Empress Dowager Wang. He was the son of Empress Dowager Wang's sister, Chunyu Chang. When Wang Feng was ill, Chunyu Chang also served him wholeheartedly. After Wang Feng died, Wang Mang and Chunyu Chang both got high position. At first, Chunyu Chang was more favored by the emperor. Chun Yuchang was good at flattery. He helped the emperor to make his favorite woman to be the empress. Emperor Qing loved a twin sister. One of the twin sisters was Xiao Fian, literally translation, Xiao Flying Swallow. She was the most famous dancer in Chinese history. She had invented a kind of dancing called palm dancing. Because she was slim and light, she could dance on man's palms. Her sister was Xiao Heda, literal translation, Xiao Virtue. Xiao Heda was not slim. But she was even more favored by Emperor Qing. Every time she knew the emperor was coming to visit her, she would close the door and started to take a bath in the tub. And she pretended that she did not know the emperor was watching her from a small hole in the window. When the other consorts knew that the emperor loved to watch women taking a bath, they all invited the emperor to their place to watch them bathing. But they only made Emperor Qing felt disgusting about them. Emperor Qing wanted to make the elder sister Zhao Fei Yan to be his empress. But his mother Empress Dowager Wang did not agree because Zhao's sisters were illegitimate children. Chun Yuchang tried his best to persuade his anti-empress Dowager Wang to accept Zhao Fei Yan to be the empress. At last, Emperor Qing abolished Empress Su and made Zhao Fei Yan to be the new empress. Chun Yuchang then became the person Emperor Qing trusted most. Chun Yuchang loved money. After he gained power, he soon accumulated lots of fortune. The officials bribed him to get a higher position because he was the most trustful person of the emperor. Chun Yuchang heard that the abolished Empress Su's sister was rich. He then became the lover of her and cheated her money. Compared with him, Wang Mang was a moral role model. He did not accumulate wealth by his position. Instead, he always supported the poor people by his own salary. He even gave his land to the landless people. He did not have mistress or concubines. His cousins of the Wang family mocked him as hypocrite. But the high-ranking officials, the nobles, and the commoners all praised him as a virtuous man. Even Emperor Qing thought that Wang Mang was a real moral model. He respected Wang Mang and started to dislike Chun Yuyan. Chun Yuchang did not notice that his Emperor Qing did not favor him anymore. Instead, he became greedier. He made the abolished Empress Su to be his mistress and cheated her to give all her money to him. Wang Mang then managed to let Emperor Qing and Empress Dowager Wang knew this secret. Empress Dowager Wang got furious. Emperor Qing deprived all the position of Chun Yuchang. Wang Mang's biggest political rival then was removed. In 8 BCE, Wang Mang was granted the position of the Grand Commander, the Grand General, and the Grand Secretary. Wang Mang was a politician, and he was also a famous Confucianism scholar. After gaining the power, he promoted Confucianism by sponsoring talents to study in the Imperial Confucianism Academy in Chang'an. And he employed the students of the Confucianism Academy to be officials for his future political reform. Just as Wang Mang was about to implement his political reform, Emperor Qing died. He did not have sons. Empress Xiao Fei Yan selected Emperor Cheng's nephew to be the new emperor. That was Emperor Ai. As a result, Emperor Ai's maternal family members would replace Emperor Cheng's maternal family members. Emperor Ai's grandmother Empress Dowager Fu was the imperial consort of Emperor Yuan. Empress Dowager Fu and Wang Mang's aunt Empress Dowager Wang were the rivals in love and politics. Although Empress Dowager Fu's son did not become the emperor, the throne was still passed to her grandson. The new emperor, Emperor Ai, granted his mother's brothers and his grandmother's brothers with high position and titles. The palace maids and eunuchs knew that the Wang family lost their influence, so they treated Empress Dowager Wang not as good as before. And they turned to flatter Empress Dowager Fu. Once, they even arranged Empress Dowager Fu to be seated with the same position as Empress Dowager Wang. Seeing this, Empress Dowager Wang just gave Wang Mang a wink. Wang Mang immediately read his aunt's mind. He stood out and angrily blamed them. How dare you? Empress Dowager Fu used to be the consort. Empress Dowager Wang was the empress. How can they be seated in the same position? After this incident, Wang Mang resigned and returned to his fief, which was a part of Nanyang County. The sheriff of Nanyang County was ordered by Emperor Ai to keep watch over Wang Mang. Emperor Ai hoped that the sheriff could find some evidence or make some evidence to convict Wang Mang. The sheriff obviously knew this unspoken rule. But Wang Mang was the most famous Confucianism scholar and moral model of that time. He had numerous fans. In other words, he was the most influential internet celebrity in Han Empire. Both the sheriff and his subordinates were the fans of Wang Mang. Wang Mang was such a famous person, but he treated the small officials with respect. The sheriff and his subordinates were greatly moved. So they forgot their duty but became good friends with Wang Mang. Soon after that, Wang Mang's son Wang Hua killed one slave of his family. In Han Dynasty, the rich and powerful man killing his own slave was not such a big deal. However, Wang Mang forced his son to commit suicide. The commoners, slaves, and Confucianism believers were greatly moved by Wang Mang. They treated Wang Mang as a saint. And they felt so unfair that Wang Mang did not take any position in the court. In 1 BCE, Emperor Ai died. Empress Dowager Wang immediately took the heirloom seal of the realm from Emperor Ai's palace. The heirloom seal of the realm was the symbol of the imperial power. Wang family started to gain power again. Empress Dowager Wang ordered the ministers and courtiers to recommend the right person to be the Grand Commander. They all proposed to grant Wang Mang as the Grand Commander. After Wang Mang came back to the imperial court, he did two things. The first thing was to revenge. He cleared out the influence of Emperor Ai's maternal family. And he forced the famous beauty Zhao Fei Yan to commit suicide because she selected Emperor Ai and allied with Emperor Ai's maternal family. Wang Mang hated Zhao Fei Yan deeply. Since then, pornographic novels with Zhao sisters as the heroine were created. The Zhao sisters pornographic novel series combined pornography, conspiracy, harem, 3P, and other popular elements together. It had been the most popular palace pornographic novels in Chinese history for 2,000 years, from Han Dynasty till now. The second thing Wang Mang did was to select an 8-year prince of Lu royal family to be the new emperor. Wang Mang then became the regent. After that, the most famous Han Empire celebrity Wang Mang started his show. Wang Mang was good at propaganda. He successfully made the people of Han Empire to believe that he was a saint. But his aunt Empress Dowager Wang was a master of conspiracy. Otherwise she could not survive in the harem. It was not easy to deceive her. Wang Mang then secretly gave Xiongnu lots of gold. Xiongnu accepted Wang Mang's gold. They sent a delegation to Chang'an to tribute. And one Xiongnu princess volunteered to serve Empress Dowager Wang. Empress Dowager Wang was quite happy. Xiongnu was a Han Empire's greatest threat. All the ministers and courtiers believed that Wang Mang was the savior of Han Empire. They proposed to grant Wang Mang as the Duke of Stabilizing Han. And they strongly request the emperor to reward Wang Mang with the 9 bestowments. In 4 AD, the regent Wang Mang was awarded with the 9 bestowments by the 13-years-old emperor. The 9 bestowments were much powerful than Shang-Chi's 10 rings. It was a certificate of representing the Son of Heaven to perform his duty of protecting people by force. In 5 AD, the 14-years-old emperor died of illness or being poisoned. Wang Mang selected a baby Lu prince to be the crown prince. No sooner after that, a big stone was dug out in Chang'an. It was carved with such sentence, "The Duke of Stabilizing Han will be the emperor." People believed that Wang Mang would be the new emperor. 787572 people, 902 high-ranking officials and nobles proposed to grant Wang Mang the same status as the emperor. From this aspect, Wang Mang might be the first elected emperor in Chinese history. In 9 AD, Wang Mang forced his aunt Empress Dowager Wang to give him the heirloom seal of the realm. People believed only the man of destiny can get the heirloom seal of the realm. Empress Dowager Wang refused to give Wang Mang the seal. She said, "I am the widow of royal Han family. I will never give you the heirloom seal of the realm." Then she threw the seal to the ground. The jade seal was broken with one corner. However, Wang Mang still got the jade seal, which was repaired with gold. Since Wang Mang got the 9 bestowments and the heirloom seal of the realm, he was legally to get the throne according to Confucianism philosophy. At last, Wang Mang accepted the throne from the crown prince. Wang Mang's dynasty was Xin Dynasty. Xin was the name of his fief. The moral model Wang Mang finally became the emperor. But he had a greater ambition. That was his political reform. Ever since the bureaucracy system was built up in Han Dynasty and replaced the former feudal system, the official groups became the benefiters. They gradually accumulated land and capital and became the bureaucratic landlords. The bureaucratic landlords had numerous connections with the bureaucracy system. And they used their money and influence to make their young family members to the officials in court and locally. The officials then became the representatives of the bureaucratic landlords group. They made policies to favor the bureaucratic landlords, such as tax less on them but tax more on the small landowners or peasants. The small landowners then secretly gave their land to the big landlords and became their slaves or farm workers. Because the small landlords could not afford the extremely high taxes the government implemented on them. On the other hand, the bureaucratic landlords had numerous connections with the officials. They could always find ways for tax evasion. For example, they would hide their actual population number or land area during the census. Large population and land were covered to be taxed. The empire had no other choice but to tax even more heavily on the commoners. This further promoted the land more concentrated to the bureaucratic big landlords. At Wang Mang's time, that was the late period of Western Han Dynasty, numerous people became slaves, while some landlords had numerous lands. Wang Mang himself was a big bureaucratic landlord. And his uncles, cousins of the Wang clan, were all big landlords. But Wang Mang was a faithful believer of Confucianism. According to Confucianism, the ideal world is Datong world. In Datong world, everyone is equal. And everyone has land. Everyone is happy and rich. Anyway, Datong world is like heaven. Confucianism is atheism. There is no God in Confucianism. In Confucianism, the saints have the ability to build the Datong world. In Han Dynasty, Confucianism was the mainstream philosophy. Lots of big landlords were the Confucianism believers. On one hand, they gained lots of benefits. But on the other hand, some of them were with lofty ideals. They felt sorry for the landless people and slaves. And they wished to build the Datong world, where everyone lived happily and equally. So they supported Wang Mang to lead them to build a better world. Wang Mang's political reform was implemented in such a background. His most important policy was nationalization. He ordered the land and slaves were belonged to the empire. They were not allowed to trade. If one household had less than 8 male members but with more than 60 hectares land, they needed to share their land to their neighbors or relatives. Wang Mang also made laws for the nationalization of salt, wine, iron trade, mine resources, money casting, and banking. People were not allowed to cast money. All of Wang Mang's new policies were theoretically originated from a famous Confucianism classic, Rituals of Zhou. Wang Mang thought his reform would be successful, but he was wrong. He soon became notorious instead of being respected. 28 The big landlords hated him because he ordered to make their land and private property nationalized. The commoners hated him because Wang Mang casted a kind of copper coin which was almost the same weight as the former copper coin but worth 50 times more. The inflation made people could not afford to live. Even the slaves hated him. Before Wang Mang's new policy came out, the landlords would employ them for their whole life. After Wang Mang's slave-free policy, the landlords then fired the old, sick, and weak ones. At last, the slaves, commoners, and landlords all rebelled against Wang Mang. Wang Mang's government lost control. The rebellion armies attacked the government, fought with each other for resources, and robbed the rich people for food. The empire lost in chaos. At that time, there were numerous rebellion armies. The largest ones of them were called the Red Eyebrow Army and the Green Forest Army. The Red Eyebrow Army painted their eyebrow red to distinguish them with the government army. They were mainly the landless peasants. The Green Forest Army were also the landless peasants. They lost their land and job, so they became the bandits and hid in the Green Forest. As Wang Mang's reform went on, more and more jobless people joined the Green Forest Army. Later, even the local landlords joined the Green Forest Army. They were the Chongling Army. Chongling Army was organized by the big landlords of Chongling County. The leader of Chongling Army were two brothers, Liu Yan and Liu Xiu. They were the descendants of royal Liu family.